What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Chris, and we're here on Spurs Spotlight with another banger.
Yo, y'all gonna stop coming in my live talking about this Victor dude, bro. We hooping this year. Y'all gonna see.
So today we're going to be going over our draft picks, because I know you saw last video where I fell to my knees whenever we traded the 8th pick. I've had about 2 days to really meditate on it, sleep on it, and I think I've come into this video with a different perspective on what we did during the draft, and I think we did pretty good. Especially with our number 4 overall pick, Stephen Castle. As you know, that was my number 1 guy. That's who I really wanted this first draft. I think he's a great fit. He just does all the dirty work. The best thing about him is his defense. He really gets after it on the defensive end. And we didn't get to go over these guys right here. Juan Nunez, our last pick, Harrison Ingram, which I think was a steal. I've looked into these guys since yesterday when we drafted them. I know Juan is a pick and roll guy. His best attribute is his passing. But when I was looking at his highlights, it looks like he has some shot creation to him. He was really shooting the ball like step back threes a little bit, kind of like a little flashy European, Manu-esque, if you know what I mean. Not saying he's gonna be Manu, but just a little comparison. And then Harrison Ingram's a two-way player, a wing, which I think we needed desperately, and I thought we were gonna go with the 8th pick. But it turns out we went with the 48th pick. Dunk Central posted, the Spurs just added this next to Wemby. You see we got some of his highlights down here. I think Castle is a beast, man. One thing I think is underrated about his game is his chase down blocks. He has quite a few chase downs in his highlights, and he could just stay on the defender, on the offensive player's hip. He's never out of the play. I think that's one of his best attributes, and us being in the West going against these guards like Luka, Shea, Jamal Murray. Yeah, there's a lot of guys in the West that we need a defender like Castle. He's a point of attack defender, and I think adding him on top of Sohan and Wemby, who I think is going to win Defensive Player of the Year next year, is pretty insane. Not to mention his offensive ability. I think his shot will come around eventually, but he has the ability to be used as a screener for Wemby, like we saw Trey Jones do a lot with the inverted pick and roll. Now just think of an upgrade. Instead of Trey Jones, now we have a big 6'6" point guard who can do everything Trey Jones can do, but almost better. I think Trey Jones still has a little bit better facilitating and passing at this point just because of his experience and age, but once Castle plays more and gets experience with the team, I think he'll be just as good as Trey Jones, if not better. But yeah, nonetheless, we all know I love this pick. This was a great pick. We pulled up this tweet right here by Zach Caldwell. He said, the actions of the Spurs front office told you exactly what they thought of this draft, not good. And this is why I'm okay with trading that 8th pick. As you know, this was a weak draft class. Even though I wasn't expecting it, we did make a video about this like about a week ago where I said they were shopping the number 8 pick. Little did I know they were actually really shopping that pick. It doesn't look like they were ever going to take anyone. If they did take someone, I think it would have been Salon at the 8th pick, but his stock rose significantly by the time the draft was coming around. The Hornets took him 6. I was not expecting that. They got their guy at 4 in Castle and had another they loved who impressed in his workout fall to them at 48 in Ingram. Other than that, they shipped out all their other draft capital in this draft for future draft assets, or able to use them in trades over the prior years. And I think that's what it was. The Spurs didn't see anyone who they liked at 8. I know I said that in the other video. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. But yeah, I don't think they saw anyone they like, and they wanted to keep the asset and hold on to it for a little bit longer. So what they did was traded it into future assets, so it gives them more time to really think about what they want to do and really just extending their assets out. Now this could, more than likely, it's going to be used for a trade in the future. Not sure when, but it also clears up cap space. I think it clears up $7 million in cap space. With that, we could bring back like a player like Mamu or something. I know Spurs fans won't be too happy with that, but I really like Mamu next to Wemby coming off the bench. Or actually, that would be Don Barlow's spot. I think Don Barlow deserves a shot now, and that should be his backup spot as the power forward. Zach Collins should get shipped out of here, and we get a backup center. And so you have Don Barlow running the 4 backup 4 with the real center who could protect the rim and play strong, unlike Zach Collins. I get the frustration from fans that want to see them make the picks because it's more fun, but it seems like the front office played it smart and slow, which will be seen as the boring round. Obviously, this is boring. I wanted to see them make the picks, but after taking some time away and thinking about the move, it makes sense. When in the future, when you look back on this trade, it's going to be a good move by the Spurs, which that's typically what happens with all the Spurs moves. Even though you might be confused by them in the moment, you gotta really take a deep dive into it to see what they were thinking. And like I said before, I trust the Spurs, so whatever they're doing, I'm all for it. Now, a little bit about Harrison Ingram. Kevin O'Connor tweet. I actually really like Kevin O'Connor's takes. Harrison Ingram to the San Antonio Spurs is a dream fit. Ingram is super versatile, has played so many different roles throughout his college career. Type of guy who should earn minutes right away next to Victor Wembanyama. I don't know about earn minutes right away. We still got some guys that are up for minutes before Harrison Ingram, so I think he will be in the G League a little bit for especially the first half of the season. I don't know how the Spurs view him, really. It kind of depends how he does in Summer League, which I'm really looking forward to. I think it's about in 2 weeks. Before we see Harrison Ingram, I want to see City Sissoko. I think he's earned some minutes after being in the G League all last season. But these two wings right here, Sissoko and Ingram, I think they could be building blocks for the... Well, Sissoko, obviously. But Ingram, I think he could be a building block for the future, even though he was the 48th pick. I do see the fit and upside with him. I think he's only 21 and a half, halfway to 22, which isn't bad. He has a 7-foot wingspan and he's 6'5". This could be a backup wing in the future. Don't think he'll ever be a starter, but he could be a quality role player. So I just wanted to go over that with y'all. I do like the way the draft turned out after all, even though I fell to my knees, no diddy, while watching the draft and seeing us trade away Rob Dillingham. It's all right, guys. We're going to be good, and we're just extending our assets out a little further and taking our time. And we're making space for the 2025 draft class, which is going to be loaded, and we should have 2 to 3 first round draft picks. I think the Spurs are going to want to really take advantage of those picks in the draft next season. But other than that, it's me, your boy Chris, here on Spurs Spotlight. Make sure y'all leave a like, comment down below, send me news, man. Again, follow me on Twitter right here, Spurs Spotlight. But other than that, it's me, your boy Chris, and I'm out. Peace.